Within hours of death, skin pales, blood settles, and the body stiffens. Within days, bacteria cause swelling and discoloration. And under ordinary conditions, within less than a decade, little remains but bone. That's why in 1929, when the coffin of a man buried for more than 40 years was opened, witnesses were stunned to find his body intact. Normally, within just a few years in the ground, the body is fully decomposed. Soft tissue gone, facial features erased, joints no longer held together, and only brittle textiles or coffin stains are left behind. At best, depending on the soil or moisture, one might expect a dry mummified shell or a waxy residue called adipocere, but never anything resembling a person. That's what made the 1929 discovery so startling. When the coffin was opened, the body was still recognizable and intact. Form was coherent, the features identifiable, the vestments preserved in a way that defied no ordinary expectation. The man's identity was unmistakable: St. John Bosco. Church officials documented what they saw, set aside relics from his right arm and hand, and prepared the remains not for burial but for public veneration, even allowing for the conservation measures that followed. Nothing erases the fact that in those first moments of exhumation, the figure inside the coffin did not look like someone who had been dead for 40 years. But who was this man, and what made him so special besides the remarkable conservation of his dead body? It turns out Don Bosco is the founder of what is today the second largest Catholic religious congregation in the world, with schools, missions, and orphanages across every continent, Salesians of Don Bosco. When John Bosco was just 9 years old, he had a vivid dream. He saw rough, violent boys fighting, and when he tried to stop them with force, a mysterious figure, later revealed as Christ, told him that only kindness and love could win them over. Then, he claimed, a woman he identified as the Virgin Mary showed him that those same wild boys could become gentle and faithful if guided with patience. This dream became the blueprint of his life and the seed of his preventative system of education. Instead of punishment, he relied on reason, religion, and loving kindness to form young people. This system was revolutionary at the time and pioneered a new age of similar pedagogical systems such as the Montessori Method, the Adlerian pedagogy, and the movement for restorative justice in schools in the 20th century. Don Bosco was also regarded as a mystic, predicting with striking accuracy the death of King Victor Emmanuel II in 1878, and years later, the sudden passing of Count Cavour in 1861, exactly as he had forewarned. John Bosco's reputation for holiness moved quickly through the church. He was beatified in 1929, the same year his coffin was first opened, and canonized in 1934 by Pope Pius XI. Decades later, as the Salesian world prepared for his bicentennial, his remains were formally recognized again in Turin around 2000. Conservators and physicians carried out a modern examination, including X-ray documentation, to assess the condition of the body and stabilize it for long-term veneration. What they recorded did not demystify the story. It confirmed the enduring puzzle. After so many years, the preserved form still defied ordinary expectations of decay. In the end, the science could catalog what was there, but not fully explain why. And Don Bosco's life and legacy, from his preventative system to his worldwide family of schools and missions, continue to do what his body did that day in 1929: stop people in their tracks and make them wonder. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more.